Here's our last one. Is this an overreaction, Chris? It's from JC. Is it a bad business move to have Miles Morales take over from Peter Parker in the MCU? He has no rogues gallery. Well, I disagree with that, but
Yeah, yeah, disagree with it. No, I don't think so, and I think it's probably the best way to do it without having to reboot a Peter Parker. The way I see it in the future, and the way Tom Holland talks about passing the baton, he said this over and over. Uh, I think, uh, I think we eventually see a time where Tom hands that baton. He retires, not necessarily dies or anything, but maybe just takes a back seat. Is maybe doing adventures we don't see on screen, and Miles has a trilogy, and Tom gets to go do other things that he's maybe wanted to do his career. So I don't see as bad. And I mean, even look at what they did with the Spot in the animated. As a Spider-Man fan, the Spot was always a joke character. Now that character they did really well. So it's really about what you do. Because any villain can be turned into a big name stay if done right.
All right, I'm going to call this a massive overreaction, like
Yeah.
massive. Now, but there's an
Oh,
asterisk here.
oh, oh.
Is the general audience going to embrace Spider-Man being Miles Morales as opposed to the guy who has been Spider-Man for decades and decades and decades and decades, Peter Parker? I don't expect whenever, and by the way, guys, everybody misquotes what Kevin Feige said about Miles Morales. Essentially what Kevin Feige said, when you really break down what he says, yeah, we're looking forward to doing Miles Morales whenever Sony lets us do it. And Sony's not about to let them do that anytime immediately soon. But let's say eventually it happens. I don't think the audience is going to be as enthusiastic for any other name other than Peter Parker being Spider-Man. I think it'll work. I certainly have a much higher opinion about its ability to work after Into the Spider-Verse and Across the Spider-Verse. Like, that just tells me maybe they will be more open to it. But the idea that it's a bad decision because Spider-Man, the Miles Morales Spider-Man, doesn't have nearly as good of a rogues gallery as Spider-Man. And by the way, I don't think that's an unfair statement to say. Name 5 popular Peter Parker Spider-Man villains, everybody can do it. Name 5 popular Miles Morales Spider-Man villains, a little bit of a harder thing. But the thing is this: nobody cares who the villain is. Nobody cares. It's not the issue. Like Chris just pointed out, they did the Spot. The Spot was the villain in Across the Spider-Verse, and that movie had huge box office. Also, guys, if you ask the general audience going into Spider-Man Brand New Day, who's the villain of Spider-Man Brand New Day? Nobody knew. Nobody even knew who the villain was. And yet it's shattering all kinds of box office. Listen, how well a Miles Morales live-action Spider-Man can fare as opposed to a Peter Parker live-action Spider-Man, that's a discussion to be had. But to say that it's a bad business decision because the Miles Morales one doesn't have as good of a rogue gallery, nobody gives a fuck about the villains gallery when it comes to the movies. They just don't. They made 4 live-action Fantastic Four movies with Doctor Doom. How did arguably the greatest villain in comic book history, how'd that turn out? Nobody cared. So yeah, I just think basing it on the fact that Miles doesn't have a great rogues gallery. Listen, people go to see Spider-Man movies to see Spider-Man. They don't go to see who the villain is. They go to see Spider-Man. And I don't think that'll have a negative impact on Miles Morales at all, whenever that does happen 5, 10, 15 years from now. Guys, we want to take a second and thank a sponsor of today's video, Mars Men. Guys, you know that one of the frustrating things about getting older is realizing that the things that used to come naturally suddenly require a lot more effort. You wake up tired, workouts feel harder, recovery takes longer, and by the middle of the afternoon, your energy and focus can completely disappear. And that's where Mars Men comes in. Mars Men is designed to support healthy testosterone levels, natural energy, and stamina using 8 clinically dosed ingredients. There are absolutely no synthetics or needles, and it's made in the USA and third-party tested. Some men report steadier energy, stronger workouts, and better recovery, and it comes with a 90-day money-back guarantee. For a limited time, our listeners get 50% off for life, plus free shipping and 3 free gifts at mengotomars.com. That's mengotomars.com for 50% off and 3 free gifts when you check out. After you purchase, they'll ask you where you heard about them. Please support the John Campea Show and tell them we sent you.